Okay, so I have no idea if this is where we're supposed to be because on the last video, got interrupted so many times, and it's been a few days since I did that, so I'm kind of a little bit lost here. But we're going to pretend this is where we were. And another way to view some clips, we're going to try the freeform view. So if you've browsed into a bin in the project panel, or if a bin is selected, we need to deselect everything. One thing we can do, we can navigate up. But if you want to make sure everything is, like if I've got this clip selected and I want to make sure everything is deselected, I can press on a Mac a Shift, Command, and A, and that deselects everything. So it'd probably be Shift, Control, A on on Windows computer. So click the name of the media browser to select it. So right here we're going to click Media Browser. Use the navigator on the left to browse to lessons, assets, video, and audio files. Okay, so it took me a second to figure out what we're doing. We're going to use the navigator to browse to your lessons, assets, video, and audio files. If you're on a Mac, like most of you are, I think it's easier if you're on a Windows computer. But go to wherever you see, down here you will see your local drives. Go to the Macintosh HD, go to Users. You'll see your 57 number. Mine's got my name, but you'll see your 57 number. And then you should be able to see your OneDrive. And then go to your Premiere Pro 2022 folder. You can see I got a bunch of folders. That's Photoshop. Premiere Pro. And then you go to Assets, and then Video and Audio Files. Go to the Desert one, and we're going to right click on it and then click Import. So the entire contents of the Desert folder are imported, placed in a bin, automatically created, and named after the folder. You see there's our Desert folder. So now in the project panel, double click Desert, and that will open up in its own panel. Click the freeform view, which is this button right down here. Now double click, let's see, double click the name of the bin right there where it said Desert. Right click in an empty space over here. Choose Reset to Grid and then Name. That'll make better use of the space and organize the clips in name order. If you notice that even though you have chosen one of the options to arrange those clips, you've set the panel to full screen, you got a lot of empty space, you still have vertical and horizontal bars that you can see, that you can scroll. So you can put a lot of stuff in here to arrange things. Premiere Pro has advanced audio management features. We're going to talk a little bit about audio now. You can create different sound mixes and selectively large or target output audio channels with original clip audio. We can work with mono, stereo, ambisonics, and even 32 channel sequences and clips with precise control. Precise. What a silly word to say. Over the routing of audio channels. If you're just starting out, we're probably going to want to produce sequences mastered in stereo using mono or stereo source clips. In this case, the default settings are most likely all we need. So you can tell Premiere Pro how to interpret audio channels when new media files are imported by choosing Premiere Pro, Preferences, Timeline, Default audio tracks are right in here. So You could change things. If you're on a Windows computer, it would be, you would click Edit, Preferences, Timeline, Default Audio Tracks. So that's how you would get that. So cancel that there. So let's, if the setting was wrong when you imported your clips, it's easy to set a different way. So click the name of the theft unexpected bin up here. I'm going to bring that to the front. If your bin is not open, just double click it and it'll open it in the project panel. So right click the reveal clip. So this clip right here. So right click it and choose modify audio channels. When you do that, it's going to open up that dialog box. Open the preset menu right here, and we're going to select mono. Be sure to use the preset menu and not the clip channel format menu. Premiere Pro switches the clip channel format to mono, so the left and right source channels are now linked to two separate clips. That means that when you add the clip to a sequence, each audio channel will go on a separate track as separate clips, allowing you to work on them independently. So let's click OK. Let's quickly talk about interpreting video footage. So for Premiere Pro to play a clip correctly, it needs to know the frame rate, the pixel aspect ratio, the color space, and if your clip is interlaced, the order in which to display the fields. I know what I just said means some of your eyes glazed over when I said that. I think mine glazed over when I read that. Premiere Pro can usually find out this information from the file's metadata, but you can override it easily, and let's show you how to do that. So click the Media Browser panel, and we're going to go to Import Red Video from the Assets, Video, and Audio Files Red folder. Right click and I'm going to import it, and here it is right here. It's full anamorphic widescreen, which means that it's wider than the regular 16:9 footage. This wider aspect ratio is achieved by using pixels that are wider. Right click the clip in the project panel and then choose modify interpret footage. It opens up this dialog box. The option to modify audio channels is unavailable because this clip doesn't have any audio. Right now the clip is set to use the pixel aspect ratio setting from the file, anamorphic 2:1. This means the pixels are twice as wide as they are tall. That's what you see right here. In the pixel aspect ratio section, select conform to, click right here, and then choose square pixels 1.0 and click OK. Take a look at the clip in the source monitor. It looks almost square. Let's try another aspect ratio. Right click, modify, interpret footage, and let's change this to this one, widescreen 16:9, and click OK, and you can see that it's changed it. So from now on, Premiere Pro will interpret this clip as having pixels that are 1.5 times wider than they are tall. This reshapes the picture to make it standard 16:9 widescreen. So I know this has been confusing for some of us. I promise it will get better. It will get easier. This finishes lesson 4. What you're going to do is you're going to save your working copy. You're going to submit to me your working copy Premiere Pro file. I won't be able to read it on my computer, so when I get ready to grade yours, if you will call me over to your desk, and you're going to open up this working project, and I'm going to make sure that you have all the correct folders and everything in the bins that we created throughout this video. Okay?